So I actually had a really cool day today. At work. A Okay, let me start from the beginning. Okay, so on my break at work, I went to a couple garage sales. I picked up some cool books for the library. Nothing too exciting there. But then I went to the Garden City Flea Market, and at the flea market, uh, I got this box, the erotic box. Um, it had like some sex manuals and adult toys and Christmas ornaments that looked like penises. Um, and anyways, she had decided that she was sick of having them on her table because nobody had bought them. So she gave me the whole erotic box for $4. So I bought it. And there was one book called How to Enlarge Your Penis. And I'm like, I'm totally adding this to the library because it's just so funny. Um, and then later on, I took it back. And Kristen was in the office too. So Kristen totally agreed with me. So did Betty. That that book was way too much for the library. Gosh. It wasn't even informative so much as just showing off a giant dong on a muscle guy. It ended up going in the trash. But anyways, so after buying that box, I went directly to the next table where the guy had little baggies of jewelry for $1 each, and I bought two very religious bracelets. So I bought the erotic box and then religious bracelets, and I just thought that was awesome. Um, and then went back to work, and it was kind of dragging on. The day was going pretty slow. But a bird got caught in the office. So, this poor bird, who knows how long he'd been stuck inside the building. We think he came in, I mean, obviously the only place he could have come in was from this, like, one hole in the ceiling tile. So I hope he wasn't, like, hungry because he'd been flying scared and in the dark for days. So I'm going to assume that's not what happened. But anyways, so this bird was kind of freaking out, flying around, knocking over stuff in the section that I've been organizing for 2 years. But that's okay. It's okay if a bird does it. Um, and we ended up being able to get one of the screen windows open by like unscrewdrivering the screen part. I don't know. We got them out. But that was such a highlight for the day. And then right after work, I went to the it was called Indian Shopping Bazaar or something like that. Indian jewelry, like India, not Native Americans. And I was originally gonna go with Rebecca across the street, and that would be my first time hanging out with her, and Nicole. However, Nicole was running late, and I like stood my ground. You know, if you're not there at 5:10, I'm leaving. So I just told her to meet me there. She ended up getting there after we'd been shopping for like 25 minutes. So had I waited for her, I would have been pissed. I would have, I really made the right decision there. And I think it shows I got to be more, if you're not there when you say you're going to be there, I'm leaving. Because otherwise, it's just my time gets totally disrespected. And it's like people just think that's okay. It's so frustrating. I would hate to have somebody sitting around waiting for me. And it's just stupid. Stupid why people think that that's okay. Oh, this horrible orange shirt. I got it at a garage sale for $1. It's gigantic. I think it's like a size 1X. Yeah, it's gigantic, and it looks like a clown, and I've been wearing it as a nightshirt, and that is such a good decision. But anyways, so went up there. It was actually quite smaller than I thought it was going to be. But I ended up getting a really cool nose ring. It's just gigantic. It's a wedding one, and it's what I wanted to get. And I ended up getting it for free, even better, because it was kind of broken. So I was playing around with it on the kitchen floor later. And I came to the conclusion it's good that it was free, because I am never going to be able to wear this thing, like, ever. It is just so impractical. Like, this isn't an exaggeration. This is how big it is, hanging off of my nose. And it's got, like, this anchor that's supposed to clip into your hair. Probably just to help distribute the weight, honestly. I also picked up a beautiful Indian bridal necklace. However, like all Indian jewelry, I'm gonna have to reinforce it because it is held together like CRAP. Then I got 2 more necklaces, which also came with a pair of earrings, but I don't have pierced ears. I'm never gonna have pierced ears. So I'm gonna try to bend them into giant droopy nose rings, and I will wear those to work if I can get the weight balance just right, which would be difficult. But anyways, so I got that. I got a pretty bracelet also. I could have spent I spent $25 total. I could have spent more, like getting bangles, but then I thought, I already have bangles, so that would just be a waste of money, just to fill what I already have. So anyways, after that, me and Rebecca headed back in my car, and we were just chatting. It was so cool. Like, she's a really cool person. It was awesome. And then she walked me over across the street and introduced me to a girl named Kat, who lives 2 houses down from her, who I'm Facebook friends with, but have never actually met in person, and she seemed really cool. That was awesome. And then I got to see Rebecca's house, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, it's just like, I love my house, but this house is like, it's just a maze. It's amazing. It's just room after room after room, and there's layers, and it's really cool. It's kind of like an antique store. You know how they always have extra dimensions that you don't know where they came from. So that was really cool. And her house was so inspirational just to see. And I was so jealous because I thought, like, I had decorated my place awesome. But then now that I'm thinking, you know, I thought back later on it, she's like 10 years older than me. So she's had more time to accumulate cool crap. So I'm doing very, very good for where I'm at. Don't have to be jealous. That's silly. She does have saris, Indian saris, sort of as like drapes, and it's so pretty. So I told her, I'm gonna steal this idea and pretend like I came up with it. However, what that really means is, every time somebody walks in the house, I'm gonna blurt out, you know, look at this, isn't this cool? I came up with it myself. At least that's what I'm gonna say, but actually I stole the idea from my neighbor across the street, but we're gonna pretend like I came up with it. So, yeah. I was gonna do that today, actually, but Gabe found some weird wiring in the house, so he just completely unhooked a fuse. I don't know what I'm saying, but half the electricity in the house doesn't work right now. So that cut out several of the things that I was gonna do, because I don't want to fight with like a lamp with an extension cord running all the way downstairs. So I'll just deal with all that when I can. When I can sounds good. Sounds reasonable to me. And so anyways, I came home. Oh, Rebecca came over here. I showed her my garden. She thought it was cool because it's just so like tucked away. Like you wouldn't expect my garden to be there. She knows a lot about gardening. Pretty much her entire yard and backyard is a cool, kind of messy, funky looking garden. And she said most of her plants, like almost all of them actually, she would just drive to Detroit where, the houses are all not even houses anymore. Nobody lives there. And she would just salvage plants. And that's so freaking cool, except for having to drive to Detroit, which stresses me out. Super Hands is really handsome. Here. There's the boy. And then she talked to the burgers next door for a little bit. And then I felt bad because I didn't invite her inside to see my house, but seriously, it's so messy right now. Like, there are boxes and then the no lights, which I didn't even think of. So I just came inside and I was like, I gotta clean this place because it's really, really bad right now. Like, it's maybe the worst it's been in since we moved. No, it's bad. So I just figured I would tackle from one end. I didn't start with my normal end, which is good because I always end up just cleaning the one room, the den. And then I decide I'm done, and really, that's the easiest room to clean. So it's just cheating. And any progress I think I've made is not real. So I decided I was going to tackle dusting my bookshelves because they really needed it. But I didn't really have any more of my disinfectant wipes. Actually, I do have some just outside, but I don't know. I knew I'd need more than what I had. So I cycled up to Walgreens and I was comparing prices to see what was the cheapest one. And I just happened to walk past the baby aisle, and oh my gosh, they have baby wipes that are even cheaper, like by a lot. I think the cheapest disinfectant wipes were 4.5 cents a wipe, and the baby wipes were 1.7 cents a wipe. So heck yes, because I'm not using it for its disinfectant purposes. I'm using it to pick up dust. So I feel like I just made a good money-saving life decision discovery, and that's pretty cool. So I cleaned up there. I also my like display cabinet where I've got skulls and animal bits. I dusted that too. I bought some cool like containers that look sort of like greenhouses, except they're only about this big. So I figured if I put some of my knickknacks in those, kind of artistic looking, so it wasn't dumb, then that would probably cut down on the amount of dusting that I have to do too. We'll see if it actually turns out or not, but I picked up those greenhouse things at Walgreens. They were on clearance for $5 each. And they had 3 of them, so I bought 3. Rode back on my bike, cleaning. I listened to a podcast about some people who were going through the steps of Scientology, and I wish I was more interested than I am, but I think it's just too drawn out, or I don't know. I'm not really connecting with it as much as I would like to. And I don't know if I want to put in the time to like listen to it over again. Played around with my nose rings. Made ramen noodles. And yeah, I had a pretty cool, fun day. It was a good day. very good day. Yay!